This is the Frugal Gardener's September garden tour, so I guess that must make me the Frugal Gardener. Before I start the tour today, I want to give you an explanation about some of what you're going to see, which is the destruction of some of my plants by the squirrels. Basically, what's going on here is there's a lot of construction going on in my area. A lot of houses have been taken. A lot of woodlands are being destroyed. And so there are more squirrels than normal. And I kind of blew it off, didn't think it was going to be that bad. But it turns out that it's now a lot worse than what I expected it to be. So, a little quick tutorial. This came today, by the way. This is a plant cover. This is thicker, well, not thicker, but it's more closely woven together. And this is why I got it, to protect my plants from the cold. It is coming into late September. This works very well. The problem is they don't last very long. So about every 2 years, I have to buy another one. They're about 10 bucks. Got this on Amazon. Now, people get these confused with this. As you can see, the material is different. This is netting. This is what I need to protect my seeds from the birds. And this is why. If you look over here, this was from when I direct planted a couple of weeks ago. Here, purple cabbage here. You can see where they dug up here, here, and over here is where the bugs have been eating my my beans and my Chinese cabbage. So I will replant, not the cucumbers, but I'll replant over here, and I'm going to cover these bad boys up because I don't give up, and I'm definitely not going to let the bugs get to these. I'm kind of surprised that they ate here. These are pretty thick. This is my Malabar spinach. You're going to see this throughout the garden. I planted these over here, back in there, on the other side. If you're new to gardening and you think you don't have a green thumb, spend a couple of these seeds. I guarantee you they will grow. So here's more in here. So this is my nephew's patch. This is what I call the hit and miss. These were the Alpine Strawberries he was excited about, and he didn't do well at all. On the other hand, back here was lettuce, and we got lettuce probably half the summer, so that did very well. And then he planted peanuts here, which are still going, and we'll see. Now, back here, he's back in school, so I planted spinach for him, but he's going to maintain that spinach on his own. So this is the time of year where a lot of people are putting their tools away and putting their seeds away, and I am transitioning. I don't put my stuff away because right now I'm planning for the fall and winter, which is the reason why you see me planting these guys here that I just spoke to you about, because these purple cabbage, you can see a couple of them coming up. This should be full by now. These are our starters, and they're not starting because of the bugs once again. So that's what I have to deal with. It comes with the territory. This area here turned out to be a lot larger this year than what I expected. I got so many slips that I planted and planted and planted. Probably 50% of this area are purple yams, and the rest are sweet potatoes, and there's a couple of these are tomatoes in here. In here are more of my peanuts. This is a different. It's kind of different for me this year in the sense that this is the time of year where I have quite a bit of harvest. Well, quite a bit for me for the small area that I have, but I'm not even halfway through. Probably 50% of my garden is underground. The potatoes, the peanuts, the yams, the carrots. I have quite a bit that's underground. Now, this is going to be interesting because I have watermelon. Yeah, watermelon in September in zone 6B doesn't usually end well. But I have a plan. I'm going to keep an eye on these. I'm going to keep those covered on those cold nights, and we'll see. Will I get watermelon or not? We'll find out before the fall is over. So this is, again, what I replanted here, and these are more, I believe these are the yams. I'll tell you in a second. Purple yams. So I need to water those. And let's go back around this way because I have some things going on in my workstation. Like I said, there's a lot going on. There's still a lot that I have to harvest. It's just not time yet. And again, I replanted a lot of stuff because I got off to a bad start with all the rain, and more rain. So this, if you're familiar with my channel, you're familiar with this area, I have a little bit of everything in here. These are purple yams. These are tomatoes, beans, and back over this way was eggplant, which I harvested and gave to my doctor. So he was happy, him and his wife, to get those. Over this way, well, this is what happens again when you have squirrels. This is my one and only ginger plant, and it is doing well. Some kind of way, this is sweet potato, I'm pretty sure, got mixed in there. So now I have to fill this in and keep an eye on this. These are my I'm drawing a blank today, but at any rate, they're also underground. These and I should be harvesting these pretty soon. The name will come back to me in a few seconds because I mention these all the time. At any rate, up here is my chamomile. I have two of these. There's one on the other side of the garden. This is a preview of my harvest. Yes, my squash finally came through. These are the, I guess, mini version of the eggplant. These are less than half the size of the ones that I harvested, I guess, about a week and a half ago. Down here is the beans that I'm going to save. And the thing I couldn't think of is radishes. These are the radishes. It only takes 30 days to grow radishes. So know your frost date. Most of you can probably still plant them and have them before the frost. This I just planted. These are starters for collard greens. I'm back to doing starters again because I can take this in the house and I can keep an eye on it and keep it away from the doggone squirrels. So radishes, ginger, sweet potato, chamomile. You get the picture. So moving on, still not done yet. We have, I say we, when I mean me, we still got a lot done this summer. Yes, we had problems. I said we again. It's just me out here most of the time. Well, the frugal daughter, frugal nephew, and the frugal son-in-law occasionally are here to help. But I would say 95% of the time, it's just me, which is fine. But that's the reason why I don't do a lot of weeding. The last time I showed you guys this area, I said that you would have purple cabbage. That was the promise, and it's not here, but it will be. I had to replant, and I may have to get another cloth netting to protect this area because I had the same problem. Now, I've been talking about this sorghum for a while now. This is a better shot of it. For whatever reason, the sorghum I planted in the spring, there it is. It was lousy. It didn't come out at all. And I was disappointed, but to my surprise, more sorghum grew. This is more like what it should look like over there, down here. And I'm starting to get some sorghum that I can actually harvest. So I'm happy about that. And in here on the other side is more peanuts. These are more sweet potatoes. You can see in here, not sure how clear that is. Sweet potatoes here, sweet potatoes there, sweet potatoes in this container over here. And surprise, on the week of my birthday, the Frugal family was here. We had a big potato harvest from out of this area here, this bed that the Frugal son-in-law built for me a couple of years back. That was the last day of July when we harvested the potatoes. And now 6 weeks later, we have squash. Not just a squash, but we have several. I was surprised of the size because I didn't think they were going to get that big. It was late in the season. I did grow squash in here last year, so I knew that they would grow. But man, I did not expect to have this many. I did not expect them to be this size. Here's a big one over here. Here's one here. Move this out of your way. Here's another large one there. This is the one I showed you earlier. There's some on the other side. Man, I'm a happy guy because I did have some issues this summer. So it's good to see that in the second half of the summer, things are working out well. I will be in here to harvest these soon and add those to the tomatoes, and it's going to be great. I'm almost done, but like I said, there are a lot of things that went well this summer, and there are things that didn't go quite so well because of the rain. We're in hurricane season now, so I expect the sun to be gone. I expect there to be clouds and rain and fluctuation in temperatures, and it's going to be a challenge, but I'm up for it. So coming back around this way, well, I think that we had just about covered everything. What I'm waiting for here are the beans. This is the one thing that I didn't cover. These were scarlet runner beans that came up here. and I got a few, but not as many as I wanted to get. So it's too late for me to replant those. This whole area here is going to be harvested probably in another couple of weeks. The last thing I want to show you was this. I am getting more buds for more eggplant, and there's a few on the other one also. So we're pretty much back where we started. Some of these are going to be replanted and covered. The rest of these, I'm going to just let them go. There is plenty. Last year, I believe the longest vine that I had on my Malabar spinach was somewhere between 16 and 18 feet. These things go and go and go. You get a lot. You get a big bang for your buck off of these. These are cucumbers. Nope, sorry. These are not cucumbers. These are cantaloupe. But again, not sure if they're going to make it or not. So that's it for today. That's the tour for September. I am the Frugal Gardener. We are transitioning into our fall and winter garden, where there's going to be brassicas, there's going to be broccoli and cabbage and lots of greens, along with carrots and a few other things. So thanks for spending part of your day with me. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends, because again, while other gardeners are shutting down for the winter, we are gearing up for the fall and winter. This is the Frugal Gardener. Please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the notification bell at the top of the page. And remember, when you grow your own food, you'll always know where it comes from. Catch you on the next video.